Today's video is going to be a little different. Today, it's just me talking about how I, as an amputee, navigated some of the ancient ruins that were not built with mobility in mind. First, I want to give you a little backstory. I'm an above-the-knee amputee, and I lost my leg at the age of 13 to osteosarcoma, or bone cancer. My first knees were what's called a hydraulic knee. They're a fairly simple knee, and I spent many years being prone to falls and constantly thinking about where would be the best place to step. In 2001, I was fitted with a computerized knee, and it changed my life. This is the type of knee that I currently use, and it definitely is one of the tools that I use to navigate things like uneven terrain and steps. I just wanted to get that out there because it is a really different kind of thing than having a hydraulic knee. I'm very privileged and lucky to have the computerized knees that I have. Now, I am a travel content creator with my husband, and my family of 4 is traveling the world full time. As of this video, I've been to 10 countries. If you would like to follow our adventures, please hit the subscribe button and ding the bell so you get notified for future videos. But let me talk about Angkor Wat and Monte Albán and my experience as an amputee. What makes these ancient ruins difficult? The one thing that makes something like Angkor Wat or Monte Albán difficult is the stairs. I'd say this is the biggest difficulty for me. Ancient stairs have no building codes. Some of them are very tall, some of them are very narrow, some of them are very wide. They are worn and uneven. This kind of stair, when you struggle with stability, is more difficult to navigate. Not only does it take like a lot of mental energy to do that, but it's physically difficult because I will be using one side of my body, for me, my right leg, to do all of the climbing and all of the descending, which makes me tire out quicker. The other thing that's really difficult about these areas is distance, and especially with the whole Angkor area and Angkor Wat and the Bayon, distance was a major feat. In our other video, we talk about how we split things up to make the days more manageable. My first tip is to prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. You simply cannot see it all. And in some ways, having limitations put on how much you can do in a day makes it easier to really define what you want out of that trip. Like with Angkor. We knew we wanted to go to Angkor Wat. We knew we wanted to go to Ta Prohm. And we knew we wanted to go to the Bayon. Anything more than that was gravy. It was extra. It was special. But we didn't have to do any of them. And we went into it knowing like there was a possibility that we were going to do just Angkor Wat in that first day, and I wasn't going to be up for the rest. So kind of going in with a little bit of your priorities, with what you really want to see, and then being realistic about what you might be capable of in that day really helps me feel successful in what we accomplish. Even just little things give a different perspective. Let me give you some examples. When we were in Monte Albán, Connor and I, neither of us were feeling super great, and we were a little tired, so we decided to sit down on a bench. This wasn't part of the ruins, but we saw the most amazing caterpillar I think either of us have ever seen. It was giant. It was really weird looking. I still have no idea what it would turn into. But that was a special experience. And if we hadn't gone and sat down and relaxed for a little while, we wouldn't have seen that. And so there's often these little serendipitous things that happen while you take a break. Another time we took a break while Anthony went and saw something all by himself, and the kids and I all got to laugh and at these monkeys that were playing around, and some of them got inside tuk-tuks and stole fruit and stole things, or they were just being really mischievous. That was a really special experience for me and the kids during that time, even though we didn't get to see some more of the ruins. Outside of the box thing that we did in Angkor also was to take the Angkor balloon. And that was something that was much more accessible for me, had very, very little walking. We went up this balloon, just a tethered ride. It was short, but we got a wonderful, different perspective of Angkor Wat than we would have had just walking through it. After the walking through it, and it was so big and giant, seeing it so tiny from the air was really a cool, special experience. My last tip is to utilize whatever tools you have to you. In the past, felt unsure about utilizing whatever tools I had. And my main tool that I use are walking sticks. And I always felt like if I used a walking stick, it was a sign of my weakness, that I wasn't strong enough to get through, to do it without aid. And I've since learned to just put that aside, call it age, call it wisdom, whatever it is, and just go for it, because I get to go for longer. I get to enjoy it more. And because I go for longer, I am getting stronger and stronger and needing them less and less. Most of the time when we're just walking around and doing things, I have a walking stick with me. I choose to use a hiking pole because it is collapsible and I can adjust the height if I need to. It's pretty versatile. They often come with a little shield for snow, and it has a sharper end for something like ice. It's something you can use kind of in all terrains. I have a second hiking pole for when walking is more arduous. So that is what I use when we're going through these ancient ruins. And the stability that they give me really, really helps. I don't think I would have been able to do Monte Albán or Angkor without my hiking poles at this point. Someday, I don't know if I ever would, just because of the unevenness of stairs and the lack of railings. And if there is a tool that is going to help you, use it. And the help that you have available to you. So even when I have my poles, occasionally I need Anthony to come so I can put my hand on his shoulder and sturdy myself, because that can be sturdier than even my poles sometimes. If you have a mobility issue or a bad knee or anything that makes it just harder to navigate, I hope that you have found this helpful. And if you're helping somebody with a mobility issue, I hope that you found this helpful. I continue to find ways to push myself and try things to make exploring and adventuring and learning with my family easier. And I hope you'll join us in our journey. You can follow our everyday adventures on Instagram and TikTok at Learners and Makers. We have detailed information about being an amputee and all of our travels on our blog, learnersandmakers.com. Don't forget to hit subscribe, put the thumbs up, and ding the bell to be notified of our next video. We will see you next time.